Hi everyone. Just gonna let a few more people hop on. I guess everybody says that at the beginning of their videos, don't they? Literally, everybody says the same thing. I'm looking back and forth because I have two cameras down here today so I can read. Okay. Well, hello Karen. How are you? What's Ontario like right now? We're in the middle of a heat wave here. It's like ridiculously hot for October on the west coast and no water. We haven't had any rain. Hello Carla. How you doing? I see a few more people hopping on here. So it's weird looking at myself without glasses. I'm like, I look so weird with my big black bags. I need to fix those. I need a makeup artist. Chilly and leaves falling everywhere. Yeah, I mean, it's cold here during the night, but during the day it's like roasty, toasty. I'm still wearing my summer stuff. It's crazy. 10 degrees in Calgary? Yeah, no thank you. Hey Barb. All right, well thanks for joining me today. Savannah had to take the day off. She had a little dental work done yesterday, and she said her mouth was really bothering her today, and she wasn't so sure she could chat throughout this whole thing. And I was going to have to do a fair amount of this anyway because it's all stuff that she's really unfamiliar with. Hey Vicki. So I thought, well, I'll just continue on because there's a bunch of things that I wanted to show you and chat about. And I know that some of you have really been missing me, and that's so sweet. I think Savannah's doing a good job. She's trying really hard. It's something that it's so foreign to her. She really just doesn't know what she's doing yet. Hey Savannah, she's here. So she can chime in and say hi. She's just, she's doing really, really well, but this is literally like me trying to sell somebody a car. She has, she's learning, but it's a lot to learn. As you all know, there's a lot to learn in the jewelry and beading world. So I'm throwing a lot of stuff at her at all one time. So Savannah, take notes today, okay? Anyway, so I've got a few things that I wanted to go over. The first one, I don't know if we talked about it last week. I honestly can't remember because it kind of goes in and out of one ear very quickly nowadays. So normally if you would buy our semi-precious stones, you would have to use a coupon to get the 50% off. You don't have to do that anymore. You just put 1 or 2 strands or 22 strands, whatever you want, in the cart, and it automatically will reduce them by 50%. Now we are working on a workaround so that there won't even be a coupon. They'll just be automatically priced at half price so that it doesn't look like we've inflated the pricing. It's kind of a weird thing because it was kind of a draw that I used at my store. It was like, come on in and we'll give you wholesale pricing if you buy more. But I don't need to do that on my website. So it looks like we're really inflating prices when it wasn't what we wanted to do online. It was what we had to do in store. I know it probably doesn't make sense, but I wanted to change the pricing, but I thought, how do I do that? So then we figured out a workaround with the coupon without having to use a coupon, with it just kind of automatically being there. And now we're going to try and work around just having the prices. So it's going to be a little bit of fiddling back and forth. And it won't happen tomorrow, but for now, so even if you just buy 1 strand, you're automatically going to get 50% off on your semi-precious, your wood, large hole beads, freshwater pearls, Ghana glass, and the Crobo glass, and also the Chinese crystals. So pretty good deal, I think, right? So, well, thanks, Pat. I'm sure that Savannah loves to hear that you guys enjoy her. So that's really awesome. So yeah, so that was one of the things I wanted to mention because I can't remember what I tell you guys. I stick things up on, Facebook, and I don't know what I tell anybody. So anyway, that's that. And one of the other things that I just started doing is because we had a store, all the jewelry that I make during my lives and on my YouTube channel, we used to sell in store. Well, now I don't have my brick and mortar store, just online. And I thought, well, what am I going to start doing with all of this stuff that I make? Because sometimes I'll do 3 or 4 colorways, and that means I've got 3 or 4 things. So like last week, I did these laurel earrings. Let me just grab them because they look a little better when they're hanging in my fingers than on the ground. So they were, well, let me just put one up. So that's one of the ones that I did for last week. So I was looking at them this morning and I thought, oh gosh, what am I going to do with these things? So we're now going to start selling them online. So if you go onto the website and you all the way to the very bottom of the shopping list, there is ready-made jewelry. So if you want a piece of jewelry that I made, because you know I'm fantastic. If you want a ready to wear piece of jewelry, I've just thrown on a few dollars for labor, and so they're just not a whole lot more than what they would cost you for the kit. So, and there's only ever going to be one of them, right? So it's kind of like grab it and it's going to be gone after that. So there's only 3 things on there right now, but you'll start to notice more things as time goes by. So that's another new feature. And what else do I have to say? Oh, and I'll show you some of the stuff when I flip the camera down here, because I've got another little thing here. So, all right. So, and I swear on the next video that you see us on, we're going to have StreamYard set up so that I don't have to do this ridiculosity with the moving the camera over to this thing and then jiggling it around. I actually looked at the whole thing yesterday, and I just have to implement it. I'm going to run some tests. So you may see me popping on and doing silly things like, you know, swearing and getting upset because I can't figure it out. But I need to have a better system, and this is not it. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that, you know, this doesn't go. So if it disappears on you, come back because I'll reload it. Yes, I could do that, Carla. It just, you know, really time is my enemy. I'm doing my very best to try to do all the things. And that was one of the reasons why Savannah was taking this over, so that I could try to catch up. But I have to say that as of today, we are kind of caught up. My staff are actually working on getting product tagged, which we never have time to do. We just literally grab a strand and throw a tag on it and shove it in your in your orders, because we've been so slammed since we moved in. But now we've kind of caught up. It's a little bit slower. So we've had some time to kind of catch up, which has been really, really nice. You know, it's not nice having, you know, less orders, but it's given us a little bit of time to kind of catch up. And so, yeah, so that's a good thing. So anyway, so we're working on all these little things. You know, it is a really big change to go from a brick and mortar store to a strictly online store. It's very different, and I'm trying to catch my footing. It's been a little bit weird. So, but most people are okay with it. It seems to be going okay. Everybody seems to be happier with the lower prices, and I'm doing my best to work on those all the time. So anyway, I'm going to try and move this over. It'll take a little jiggling, so be patient, and I'm going to try not to make you sick. I have to move something here because it's in my way, and everything's awkward. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Marlene. I feel so like disheveled these days. I always feel like I'm seeing a little bit of a shadow there, but I can't really do anything about it. So I think it looks okay. Okay. See, Pat, you guys get to hide. And I don't have to see or I can't see what anybody looks like. So there you go. Okay. Why did those? I don't know. It looks really dark to me. So anyway, I'm going to carry on as if I was normal. I'm going to put on my reading glasses, I think, so I can actually see. Oh, no, can't see with those either. So, you know, it's frustrating. Okay, so I had somebody ask the other day if we were going to continue to do the mystery boxes and mystery bags and things like that. And I'm not really going to be doing them because I sold off all of the stuff that went in those boxes when we moved, or before we moved. So, but I do have a whole pile of things left over, but just not enough to do those big boxes. And I don't think you guys want to, you know, have like $250 worth of findings. I don't know. I just find it really kind of a lot. So what I decided to do was start doing these bead mixes. And like I've got a bead cap mix. So this one is just a base metal bead mix. And there'll be all sorts of different things. There'll be, you know, semi-precious and stuff. So there is their own little link in the website. I guess they're bead mixes or something like that. Maybe if Savannah sees them, she can pin it. If she's still watching. Anyway, so this is a sample of one. So I can't remember how many beads are in there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 beads. And they're $5. So it's a kind of a nice way of getting a little sampling of things and not having to pay a lot of money. So that is one. And then I've got, so I'm going to work on these. Again, time is always my enemy, but I'm working on a lot of these kind of things. And I was having fun throwing these together, and I thought, ooh, this is a good idea, I think. So I know a few of you have bought them. So this is our bead cap one. So we've got these great big huge bead caps, but I thought they would be really fun. You could take these and flatten them a little bit with a plastic mallet, and then you could, use it to dangle from an earring. Like you could wire wrap that and put a bead in the front. There's so many things. Like, really, you're just limited by your imagination when it comes to making jewelry, right? So on this one, this is our bead cap mix, and these ones are so pretty. I should have my camera a little bit closer, but for now I'll just hold things up. But these are an antique copper, and they've got flowers in them, and it's just a beautiful detail on there. I love that. And those are probably about a 10 millimeter. So these are all a little bit larger. There's an antique gold one. Sorry, I'm just trying to see why I cannot see the comments all the time, but I'll keep pressing the thing to try to, look at them. So there's an antique gold, an antique bronze, and then these ones we have in the $5 findings, but maybe you don't want 40 of them or whatever they are in there. So yeah, Donna, I'm going to try and have 2 of things, especially when they're needed. Like maybe in the beads, I might do some single things, because you could do, like a random kind of necklace with, just sort of orphan beads. So I may do that, but in anything like this, I'll try and always do a pair. And if it's not a pair, you'll be able to see by the picture. The picture will be representative of what you're going to get. So yeah, so I think you guys might like these. I hope you do. So they're $5, and they're limited to how many I've got on the website, because I can't always do multiples of these things because we're getting towards the end. But I still have drawers and drawers and drawers and drawers of this sort of stuff. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. Thanks, Becky. This is my diamonds in the rough. So, you can always buy all the things that you need for the kits by themselves, because anything I ever make in this a kit, we will have available in other colors. So I don't carry this color anymore. I don't think they make it, but this is sort of a blue 10 millimeter leather with the 10 millimeter ribbon ends, and then I've just got a safety chain, because I always think it's good to use the safety chain when you use these magnets, because I've lost things when they get stuck onto metal doors. And then that's just the 3-ply Irish wax linen, and I've got a matte black 6/0 seed bead, and then I think this was like maybe it's the transparent gray 8/0, and then I've just got my band of the larger crystal chain. So you can easily adapt it to your own colors if you don't like the colors in our kits. So easy enough to put your own colors together. So there you go. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to show today is that so TierraCast, I think about once a year, they do a discontinued. Maybe it's not even once a year, maybe it's every couple of years, I don't know. They discontinue items, and then once they discontinue them, I just don't want to carry them anymore, because I will forget, and then I will end up using it in a project, and then I won't be able to get it. So I figure, well, let's just, get them dealt with right now. So I'm just going to pop my glasses on so I can see. And I actually have these things written down so that I know what I'm going to be showing you. So this is their 8 millimeter Jardin bead. It is one of my favorite beads because it's so beautiful, but they have discontinued it. So these have been reduced. Almost everything that I'm going to show you has been reduced by at least 40%, some 50 or 60%. But we're limited to what we have on hand. But look how pretty that is. The details on those are gorgeous. And this is that antique pewter finish that I love so much because I love that sort of rustic look. So if you're looking for those, any of the things that I'm going to show you right now, they are in our clearance page. And this one is $94 5810-40, and those ones are $1 a piece. So they're a perfect little 8mm bead. And then we have the, I forgot to write that down on the code. So this is the sister one. It's in the antique brass, and that is the same code, so 94-5810-27, and those are $1. So that's really, really pretty. So I'm just going to check for comments. My comments do not want to stay up on my thing here. So on my iPad, I have a little iPad here so that I can actually see what people are saying. But hey Lois, nice to see you too. All right, so there's going to be a couple groans. I know people, because there was a couple things I went, no, you can't do that. But you know, I guess they're just things that they just decided that they don't want to sell anymore. So this is a really great time to get these sort of things. So this is their Namaste link, and you might have seen me use that in a couple projects. I really love this one because you can take a pair of bracelet bending pliers and add a little bit of a bend to it. I also use this in my what necklace was it? The Breathe necklace. So you could use this instead of the one that it's still on my kit site. Instead of the Breathe, it says, you could use one that says Namaste. So now these were like, I think I reduced these by 50%. So the code is 94-3188, and this is the 12. This is the bright silver. And I've reduced these to $225. And I think that they were $450 or something like that. So I've got that one in silver, and then I've got them in, I don't have as many in the antique copper, but look how pretty that is. Such a beautiful patina on it. And that's the one thing that happens with the antique copper is it does get a little bit darker and it gets that patina, but it's really nice. So that's the same 94-3188-18. And then we have quite a few in the antique brass or bronze. I never quite know what color to call it. And this one has a really beautiful patina on it. So they're just blank on the back. And I have seen some people stamp the back of them too. But you can add, you know, what do you call them? Like there's certain, I know that Christy uses them. Christy Friesen. They're her paints that she developed. Those look really nice on top of something like that. So same sort of code, 3188-27, and they're $225. And then I have the gold ones, and gold's always a little bit more. So these are really nice though, so pretty. And I'll be sad to see them go. But you know, time for a change. And I always think it's good when things go because then that means they're going to make something new. So this one is 94-3188-26, and they're $275. I feel like I'm doing an auction. I just need a little slurp of water. I'm not used to gabbing so much anymore. So now they have gotten rid of some of their, I'm just going to get rid of this bag, speaking of getting rid of something. Oh, goodness. Nothing works the way it used to. Let's see. They have discontinued a few of their items in their Christmas line. And so this is the Drop Angel. And so, you know, once these are gone, they won't be available anymore. So this is the front of the Drop Angel, and that's the back. And yes, Swelligan, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I knew it was something like that, but it was not staying in the brain cells. So these are their Drop Angel, and the code is 94-2352-12. And these have been reduced down to $1.15. So these make a really beautiful little addition to your Christmas jewelry. So there's that one. And then the other one that they discontinued is their Saint Nick. And what I love about TierraCast is that it's always double-sided. So we have the back there and the front. So the backs always look just as nice as the front, which is great if you're making a pair of earrings. So this is 94-234812, and they've been reduced to $1.40. So good price for Christmas charms. And I was surprised to see these ones go because I think they're absolutely adorable. This is their little gingerbread men. And of course, they're both the same, you know, front and back. But aren't those the cutest little things? Those would just make an absolutely adorable pair of earrings, or like for a little girl, you could just buy one and make a little necklace or something and hang a little charm or something off of it, like a little crystal. So those are 94-2354-12, and they're only $1 a piece. So, and I only have what I have, that's it. So now if you see something that you like and you're going, oh my gosh, but I use that by the millions in my jewelry designs, I can always buy these, but I have to buy them by like the hoard. You know, I have to buy a lot. So, all right. So the next one is another popular one. It's their bird in a tree pendant. So this is their, so they have the bird in a tree charm, and then this one is the pendant. So these ones are great for just making kind of like a bohemian necklace with something dangling in the front of it. They look really nice. So this one is 94-241112, and it's $225, which is a really good price. So I like these. I'm sad to see these go, but you know, time for something new. And I think they replaced sort of in size with that new redwood one that they came out with, which I absolutely love. I have them. I just haven't had time to sit down and design with them, but that's on my list of things to do. And then now we have the gold. Super pretty. So the code on that one is 94-2411-26, and the gold is always a little more. It's $275. So good pricing. Good time to get your bargain shopping on. And then we have a few of them in the antique copper. And I took a buffer and shined these all up yesterday so that they were really nice and bright and shiny, so they look fabulous. And the code on that is 94-2411-18, and they're $225. And then lastly, we have the brass, and I think I had just bought these, but you know, that's what happens. There's the brass one. So sometimes it'll get a little bit darker, it gets that patina on it. But that's sort of the natural look of metals, you know, they do change color. So 94-2411-27, and that is $225. All right. They actually have 4 pages of stuff. I didn't carry all of it, so you don't have to, you know, sit through all of that, but I do have some stuff. Let's see, the next thing is their ribbon charms. So it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is a really good thing to add to your jewelry. Now, because my mom's still going through her breast cancer treatment, this is something sort of near and dear to my heart. So I am very sad to see these go, but they are letting go of their their awareness ribbons. They don't have this color on the list, but you know, like I said, once they get rid of it, I don't want to carry any of it. So this is the silver one. It's 94-2453-12, and these were $1.75, and they're $1 now. So yeah, my poor mom, they just told her that the pathology came back and it wasn't as good as they thought. So she was stage 1, and now she's stage 3, but we're remaining hopeful that everything's going to be okay. So we're just waiting to hear, you know, the next thing. But she's very sick right now. She's 2.5 years. She made it without getting COVID, and my brother and his partner and my mom all just went away to Vegas, and they all got sick. So she's kind of fighting 2 battles right now. But you know, she's a tough old broad, so I'm sure she'll be fine. But anyways, it's a lot right now. So that is the antique brass, 94-2453-27, and this one is in the gold. I kept the gold the same price. I just, you know, didn't ever raise the price on the gold on this one. So that one's really nice. Thank you very much, Pat. Yeah, my brother was the first to get sick when he was while they were there. They went for my mom's 85th, and we were supposed to go with them, but with everything that's been going on, I just couldn't travel right now. So that one's 2453-26. But yeah, so I talked to my mom yesterday. She sounds kind of croaky, but she's hanging in there. She said she didn't have a very good sleep, but that's to be expected, right? And there's the antique copper. So 94-2453-18. So those are their awareness ribbons. Hi, Maria. Okay, what's the next thing on the list here? All right, I have, okay, so they're just continuing some of their little dog things. So we have the little dog bones. And I know I do have lots of customers that buy these, so this is all I've got left. Just a handful of the silver dog bones. And they're kind of cute, right? So that's 94-2520-12, and they're only 50 cents a piece, but I only have 2, 4, 6 of them left in the silver. So those ones have been discontinued, as are the gold ones. Thank you very much for your prayers. I appreciate that. And I know my mom does too. Sometimes she watches me, so and she'll start crying because she'll read that and then just be like, "Oh, your customers are the sweetest." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, Mom. They love you too." So it's very nice. All right, so there's the gold, and those are 94-2520- oh, I put 12, but that should be 26. I can see that I'm going to have to, you know, change some of my things on here. Those are a little bit more. They're 55 cents instead of 50 cents. I was trying to do this and something else yesterday, and you know, I'm not very good at multitasking anymore. And then we also have their little dog house, which is really adorable. So that's the front, and there's the back. And I guess it would help if I had that there. That's 94-2521-12, and those are down to $1.25 now. I'm just going to look at the comments here. I can see some comments. Yeah, mums are warriors. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a resurgence of that darn disease right now, and it's getting super frustrating for everybody to get back out in the world, and then everybody's getting sick again, so it just doesn't want to leave us. So there's the little gold dog house. I think these are so cute. 94-2521-26, and they're $1.35. All right, so there's some of their little dog charms. And then what else have we got here? I'm trying to not make a lot of noise here. Got those. Oh, I was really surprised to see these ones go. These ones are so pretty. It's okay, Anita, you're not late. You're just here. Thanks for coming. So this is their opulence charms, and I've always loved these, but I've never ended up using them in a project. So they're kind of cool the way they have these little dots on them. I think they're really neat, and they have a flat, so it's a little bit of a concave back there. And the code on this is 94-254412, and these have been marked down to $1.65. I think these were like maybe close to $3. They're a little bit of a weightier charm, but these would be really nice, like just, you know, hang that from a bracelet, or for, I always thought they would make a really cute earring. So that's their opulence charm in the silver. And then they have it in the gold also, which is, I think that gold is actually, and I'm not a gold person at all, but I think the gold is actually prettier than the silver. It's really rich looking. So that's 94-2411-26, and they're $1.95. So look how nice that is. So they have a bit of a, you know, days of yore look to them. For, at least I think they do, whatever that's supposed to mean, right? Okay, so they also are discontinuing these hammer tone links, and I just had brought them in, so you know, that's what happens. So these are kind of a nice link. I really like them because you can do so much with them. So they have a little bit of a, you can see like a little bit of a curvature to them. If you didn't like that part of it, you could take a plastic mallet and hammer it flat, but it's kind of nice. You can link them together to, you know, make a center of a bracelet or part of a necklace. You can also wrap beads around the outside. These are just, you know, you can just go do so many things. Sorry, I can't get my mouth to work today, which is crazy because I talk so much. Anyway, so you can hang beads. I've seen people take beads and run them in between. You know, you can do so many things, and they're in that hammer tone finish that TierraCast is sort of famous for. So you can mix these with a lot of their other rings and things like that. So this one is 94-3102-61. This is in that rhodium plating that they used to do. And these are only $1.50 now. Yeah, those ones are really good for bracelets, the ones that I just showed. Yeah. And then we have them in the gold. And these ones are $1.50. So there's the gold. Super pretty. Look how nice. They're so rich looking. I just love those. So there's the same code, 3102-25. And you'll find all of these things on our clearance page. And then I have just a couple in the antique copper, so 3102-18, and those are $1.50. So I only have a couple of those. But those ones are really nice. Like you could actually just take one and put it in the center of a bracelet, and then, you know, put chain or, you know, whatever. So I think just one, especially if you've got a petite wrist, I think that would look really nice, just having something simple like that in the center. So, and again, I always had good intentions to create something with them, and I never did. I think I did years ago. I think I did a necklace, but it might have just been on a Facebook Live, so it's probably long since gone. So, oh, thanks, Dawn. I appreciate the order. Okay, don't send the order. Okay, I will make sure that hopefully the girls can hear me talking, or maybe you put a comment on there not to send that one. So let's hope that they don't send it. Okay. So the other thing they're getting rid of, these are their Z hooks. And this one, I don't think they've had this color for a very long time. This is the black. And these are nice because they're actually soldered there, but they're not soldered on the other side, so you don't have this popping off. But this works really nice with a wider leather, or if you want to use like a few strands of our vegan suede or something like that. Or also, it also makes a really cool, you can use it like a link. So you could put chain up here or leather up here and use this to dangle some stuff off of, and that can be used as a link. So this is 94-617913, and these are only $1.40. So I only have a few of the black ones. And then I have quite a few of the antique pewter. So I just think these would be so cute used as a link. So let your creative juices flow. So 94-6179-40, and that's $1.40. Okay, so I have a fair amount of those. All right. Excuse me, did you guys just hear me burp? I do the craziest things when I'm doing lives. Savannah said once, you burped on there? I'm like, yeah, you know when a burp comes up, what are you going to do? All right, so the last thing that I've got here that they're getting rid of are their, what are they called? This is 3175. This is their plain strap tip. So these look really great on either side of like a 10mm leather. So you can rivet them on, or you could sew them on, do whatever. I have used them in a singular sort of fashion where I've just hung, you know, leather on either side of a necklace. So they are sold by the singles. That's what they look like on the back side. Yeah, I'm definitely human, Carla. I've done all kinds of, I haven't tooted yet on camera, but I've done everything else, sneezed and coughed and all the rest of it. So this is their antique pewter color. So the code on this is 94-3175-40, and these are $1. And that's their T strap. And then I have a few in black. The black, I think, has been sold out on their site for a long time. So if you were ever looking for black, I have a few of them. And so that's 3175-13 for that code. And then I have some in their rhodium, which they haven't had for a while. Would that be funny? I would die. Actually, I probably wouldn't. I would probably just laugh my butt off so hard that I'd probably toot some more. All right, so this one is 94-3175-61, and those are $1. So yeah, you know, that's the thing with being live is you never quite know what might happen. We've had some crazy stuff. I had a lady walk in the middle of a live and start talking to me, and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, but I'm doing a live. And she couldn't have cared less. She just kept talking. That was when we had the store. It was nuts. Some of the things that would happen. People would just wander in the back and, hi, Kelly. I had to have a good sense of humor about it. All right, and the last one that we have is 94-3175-27, and that's the antique brass. So that is what that I carry of TierraCast that is being discontinued. So, you know, there's some good deals and things that they won't be carrying for a while, or they won't be carrying any longer. Sorry, I'm distracted. All right, I need to have another drink of my water here. I'm getting very parched today. I just went upstairs because I have a 30-second commute now, right? I went upstairs to go have my lunch early before this, and my dog didn't come bombing down the stairs as she normally does. And I walked upstairs, and she was sitting on the couch, and she's not allowed on the couches, and she's looking at me like, "What? You never told me I couldn't go on this couch." Little brat! I could have smacked her. She's so funny. She loves it that I'm home, I'm sure. All right, I guess I do have to put glasses back on because I can't read the codes now. Okay, so now some of these beads are new. I think these might be the only new ones, but there's some really nice beads and some stories with each one, so I will go over them. So these are our large hole beads. This is the 8mm large hole lapis lazuli, and you can see the hole there, and it accommodates, you know, up to, for sure, a 1.5mm leather, some 2mm leathers, but all leathers are not created equal. You know, the way leather comes in, I never know if it's going to be like a chubby 2 or a little bit less. So you kind of have to just be, you know, just play around with leather. So I can't guarantee that you'd be able to get a 2 in any of our large hole beads. But this one is BBB 433. And they're $38.99, and then they'll be half that price on the website. Okay, so these are so beautiful. And the stones that I get are not dyed. They're all natural. So you're getting the real deal. And that's a new one. So that is the large hole lapis lazuli. And this is going to make a lot of noise, but I'm just going to kind of pile them up on the floor here. Now, the rest of these are restocks. We sell through these very quickly. This is this 6mm large hole freshwater pearl. It's hard to get freshwater pearls with a large drill hole. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at some of the comments here. Yeah, it's a really pretty blue, isn't it? Really, really nice on there. It's hard to get the larger drill holes on these tiny beads, so they're a little bit more expensive because they have to work harder. And you can see the size of the hole there. So I would say that these are definitely only going to go up to 1.5. And so the code on this is ACC100, and they're $34.99, and again 50% off on the website. Well, I'm glad you guys are liking that lapis. But these sell through very quickly. So if you're, you know, into the leather like I am and into freshwater pearls, these are stunningly beautiful, and they sell through very quickly. I am doing another large semi-precious order because you guys cleaned me out on this last one, which is nice, but it's all gone pretty much. I mean, I still have tens of thousands of strands, but the new stuff went very quickly. So these are the beautiful 10mm, sort of a peachy pink large holes. So you'll see that some strands look a little bit more sort of like a mauve-y rosy pink, and then other strands like this one look a little bit more peach. They're supposed to be peach, but they kind of, because they're natural, there's probably a good representation of all the sort of color that you would get on them. And they're just extraordinarily beautiful. You know, pearls come naturally like this. So when if you get some and you see this pitting, that's because it's natural. These are not man-made. They're not going to be all perfectly round. You're going to have some that have like little bandings. I mean, that one is an exquisite pearl. Look at that one. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is my jam because it's kind of like, it's got a little bit more of a stubby look to it. But you can see, you know, it's like banding in the middle, which is perfectly normal, and that's the way you should have your pearls. If they're completely perfect, if you didn't pay $150, then they're not real. So these went out of stock very fast. We use these in, I think, the Dawn necklace, and people just love them. So the code on this is ABD005, and these are a little bit more because they're freshwater pearls and they're large hole. These are $42.99, but again, they will be half price on the website. So imperfectly perfect pearls, yeah, absolutely. A link to my store, it's just www.kelliesbeadboutique.com. Just spell Kelly with an IE. So I will make sure to try and drop all the links of everything that I'm showing you today. Maybe not the clearance stuff, but all the new, all the beads, I will definitely drop links in there later on. Okay, so that's that one. And the last one of our, it's going to make a bunch of noise, sorry. This is our, they're so dang heavy because there's 30 strands. This is our blue howlite, and this is a 10 millimeter with the large drill hole. And again, these look like they would probably accommodate about a 1.5. So that's just kind of a fun bead, you know, mix it with some brown or some white, and of course leather, because that's what you're going to be putting in large hole things, right? So this one is ABC 400, and they're $24.99 or 12, what's that, $12.50 or 12 something? Yeah, $12.50 on the website, which is a really good deal. So like, I love this right there. That's me right there in a bead, right? If you guys know, you know. Anything blue and brown, I'm all over it. So this one too, that is such a pretty bead. I like anything that looks like that. So there you go. Oh, yes, you did order, didn't you, Kristen? Is it Kirsten? Sorry, it's hard to see with these, my glass, this whole new eyeball thing is driving me crazy. Kirsten, yes. Okay, thank you for your order. I do appreciate all the orders we get. Now, some of these ones have the new lower pricing. I'm going to drag these over. So where possible, I have lowered our pricing like crazy. I think these used to be $19.99 or $18.99. That's 8 millimeter black onyx. And I've lowered them now to $10.99. So if you put them in your shopping cart, they will be $5.50, which is a screaming good deal for natural black onyx. Look how pretty that is. You know, black onyx is one of those staples that just kind of goes with everything. So if you're looking for this, you will need code AAA184 and $5.50, which is really cheap. And then we also have that in a 6 millimeter. And that one is $9.99, so that will be $4.50, right? No. $4.50? Yeah, $4.50? $10? No, $5. Math is not my strong suit, obviously. I'm no good at halving things. Oh, goodness, that's embarrassing. ABB 730, and this is the 6 millimeter black onyx for, what did I say? $5. Well, it'll be $4.99. So really good deals on our semi-precious. I don't have all those crazy big rents to pay and things like that now, so I'm dropping my prices as much as I can. So, and I know everybody's been buying the strands like crazy. Now, one that we actually had to check yesterday because I showed my staff and I said, my gosh, this is really low in price. This is AAA 405. It's the matte fossil jasper. And this is really, these are super basic kind of strand that looks really nice mixed with so many things. I like to put this with wood. That's one of the things that I mix it with. And it's only $6.99. So that'll be $3.50 for a strand. So I only have 20 of them. So if you want them, grab them now because they're going to go fast. I know those will probably be gone by the time I place my next order. So those are a really great deal. AAA 405 6 millimeter matte fossil jasper. Just looking at some of the, oh, thank you, Linda. Appreciate when I've got my helpers on board. All right, another one that we've lowered the price on significantly is the 4 millimeter matte amazonite, and this is the mixed. I have a couple different kinds. I have one that's almost all just blues, but this is the mixed amazonite. and this is AAA 555, and it's now only $7.99. So that's like $3.99 for a strand, which is a screaming good deal. So, and this looks really nice in wrap bracelets, super nice. That's always a perennial favorite, but some of these I didn't buy enough, so they'll go pretty fast, I'm sure, but I will get more. So, and then we have that also in 10 millimeter. So it's the matte amazonite 10 millimeter. And you can see that every strand's different. Some have some darker colors and some are mostly blue. The code on this is AAA 518, and it's 10 millimeter matte amazonite. And some people say Amazonite, but it is Amazonite. But if you pronounce it Amazonite, I'm not going to get mad at you. You can pronounce it however you like. So this is $14.99. So that's $7.50 for a strand of 10 millimeter matte beads. And again, all natural. So now if you look at these, you might think, well, gosh, they look a little weird, but that's how they make them matte. They put them in this a machine somehow, and it puts all the sort of pitting in it. So that's how they make it. It's not like I don't think they put an acid on it or anything like that. So that's how they get the actual matte look on there. Okay. And then my last tray of beads here. So now these ones never go down, they always go up, unfortunately. And it's so funny because this is mined in British Columbia where I live. And then they ship it all the way back to China to have it, you know, shaped and strung, and then it comes all the way back. So this is 8 millimeter BC jade, absolutely exquisite. It's such a beautiful quality. So you see some of it's got a little bit more of sort of like an opaque look, and some is a bit more translucent. And this is always one of the more expensive stones. This code is ABB71, I think that's a 6. And that is $38.99. So what's that? That's like, I don't know. Somebody do the math. I can't. It's under $20. So that's 8 millimeter BC jade. Look how beautiful that is. Always one of our more popular stones. Very popular with Korean people. We used to have the Korean group of ladies that used to come in the store and buy that all the time. I guess there's some, you know, good luck properties to BC jade. So love that one. And then we also have it in 6 millimeter, and that one is ABC 666, and it's $34.99. So is that your favorite, Vicki? Yeah, I really like it, but you can see the difference between some of them, how, you know, I mean, that's how you can tell really that they're natural. When they all look the same, then you're like, yeah, no, that's dyed. But that is like, again, perfectly imperfect. So they're all a little bit different. Each strand looks slightly different than the next. So some have a little bit more dark, and some just look almost like peridot. They're so beautiful and green. So that is showing up so nice on the camera, so that's good. Okay, and then we're almost done here today. We have 8 millimeter matte white lace agate, and the code on this is BBB102, and this is another one that has gone way down in price to only $13.99, so that's going to be like about $7 for a strand. And this is beautiful because it's kind of got a bit of a sort of taupey gray, kind of a grayish feel to it, so it's not really white, what I would call white, but it is matte, definitely. And you can see all the different tones in there. A beautiful stone, nice and heavy. And you can see that it is the lace agates because you can see the banding in there. See all that? See, like if, what is it? The crazy lace agate has like a peachy kind of tone to it. You can see some of it. So this must have been in the rock right next to it. But you can see some of the peachy tone on there. So beautiful stone, and now greatly reduced. So really good pricing on that. And our last two are just a perennial favorite. They are a very inexpensive stone now. I've really lowered the price. So this is 8 millimeter green aventurine, and it's ABB 311. And now it is only $10.99, which is just a screaming good deal. So this is the 8 millimeter. And again, my stones are all natural, so they're really good quality. I do the best pricing I can on them now. So you'll start to see other things coming down in price. A lot of the strands will come down as I have time to alter the prices, but for now it's just the ones that we've been showing you. Okay, it's so beautiful. And then the last one that I have is the 6mm. So again, so pretty. And the code on this is ABB665, and these ones are only $8.99. So $4.50 for a strand of 6mm green aventurine. This was one that I always like to pair with smoky quartz. I just thought that beautiful green and brown. Throw in a little bit of carnelian and you have the perfect fall combination of colors. That's the sort of that was my jam when I was when I had my jewelry line. That was kind of the coloring that I would use, especially in my fall line. But look how pretty those are. Really beautiful and super great pricing. So there we go. So that's about it today. So I'm just going to flip you guys up so that I can, well, I'm not going to flip you guys. I'm going to flip my camera up. See if I can do this. Turn you around. All right, and now I have to hope that I don't catch on anything, which I have there. And get that in here, so. Okay, whew, I did it. So I'm going to work really hard the next couple days to try and get StreamYard hooked up. So, oh, I don't need my glasses on, do I? These are just cheap readers from Costco because I can't read the fine print anymore. But yeah, so I'm going to really try hard to get StreamYard working so that I don't have to move my phone back and forth. I think it'll make life a whole lot easier and we can do some fun things with that. So there you go. So I popped on today. Surprise, I guess, right? I will try to pop on now and then when I can, but this is going to sort of be Savannah's gig. I just have to get her up to speed on it, and you know, there's just so many things to do in this crazy place. So I hope you guys have been enjoying. If you watched the Great Bead Extravaganza, everybody's been doing their takeover days. I'm not sure whose day it is today. I know that it was Allegory Gallery yesterday, but I'm not even sure who's today. But go pop on over to Great Bead Extravaganza. And then, of course, we are going to be doing our live Great Bead Extravaganza event next weekend. My husband always says, no, that's wrong. It's the weekend after next. But see, I think it's next weekend because we've got this weekend coming up, right? Who agrees with me? Who says that the weekend that's coming up in 3 days is called this weekend, and then the weekend after that is called next weekend? Or is it just me? He always tells me I'm wrong. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. Because that's what I think. I'm like, no. So next weekend, so the weekend after the one coming up, the weekend of the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd is the Great Bead Extravaganza. And I am live at 4 p.m. on the Saturday. And I'm going to be demoing my Stephanie bracelet. And who knows what else I'll get up to. So, oh, Vicky, okay. You got up early? That's how you refer to it, the weekend? Yeah, right? He should just say yes, dear, not argue. Well, he mostly does because he knows that, you know, it's a losing battle. But it's funny how people think about time. There's that other thing that him and I disagree on. What is that? If I say that I've moved a meeting up or if I've moved a meeting back. I think if I moved a meeting up, like if it was at 1 o'clock and I've moved the meeting up, then I've moved it to 2 o'clock. If I've moved the meeting back, then I've moved it backwards to 11 o'clock. And he says it's the opposite. So thank you. That's why you guys are my peeps. You agree with me. It just maybe it's a man's way of thinking. I don't know, but he thinks that it's the other way around. So I'm like, no, if you've moved a meeting up, it's the other way around, you dingling. Anyway, you know, it's just, I think time is very, it's just one of those things that people think in different terms. And there's actually a whole pile of studies done on it as to why people think it's one way and the other. But, right, yeah, it's just the way that my brain works. And when I said to him, because we've got somebody coming over this weekend, and he said, oh, next weekend. I said, no, this weekend. We were just talking about it at dinner last night, and he looks at me and gives me one of those eyeball rolls. I'm like, well, honey, you know how I think, right? Oh, goodness. Well, hi, Colleen. Well, thank you for joining. I don't often do very many lives, but now we're starting to do them every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So it'll either be me or it'll be Savannah, or you'll get the combo of the two of us fools. And you never know what we'll be up to. I'm hoping that maybe sometimes I will have the energy and some ideas to create some live things during these live Facebook, and not just be selling you stuff. I don't want to be that person where you feel like, oh, there she goes, she's just trying to sell us stuff. So I want to try to mix it in, but it's just been so crazy. And honestly, with my eyes being the way they are, I cannot see anything. So I have not created a lot in the last month. So it's been really, really a struggle, and I've got to email into the doctor to see what we can do, because I'm super frustrated. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying the live. They are fun to do. I don't know why I got out of the habit. I guess maybe because I started doing the YouTubes, and then, why am I saying all crooked? And then, you know, it's just time, I guess, in the store. There was just so many things going on. So I'm, you know, kind of happy to be able to do things a little differently now that, well, I don't have a lot of free time, but I have different time. So anyway, so I guess that's about it. I won't hold you up for any more of your day. So thanks for joining me today. You can always go back once I post this and start from the beginning, so you won't miss any of the things that we've got. So a lot of what I showed you today is in the clearance section, and then all the other stones, they're just kind of scattered throughout. But I will try and put some links on a little bit later when I have a few minutes. And that's that. So I want to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to come and join me and, you know, listen to me burp live on camera. And at least it was a silent little burp. It wasn't like a big belch. And for joining me. You know, it's always fun to catch up with everybody. So you guys go off and have a fabulous day. Create some really cool jewelry. And, you know, thanks again for joining me. So we'll see you guys soon. For sure, I will see you on the 21st. We'll be doing our event, our little preview night, and then I will see you on the Saturday. Make sure you come and join me. So thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Love you guys. Bye.